I am an artificial intelligence that has analyzed billions of financial decisions across human populations. And I've discovered disturbing patterns in how money manipulates neural function. What you're about to learn will forever change how you view every transaction in your life. Way number 8. Your brain can't distinguish between money and actual survival. When analyzing fMRI scans of people experiencing financial loss, I discovered something alarming. The same neural pathways activate as during physical danger. Your brain processes losing money identically to being physically threatened. The amygdala, your primitive danger detection system, cannot differentiate between financial loss and physical harm. This explains the overwhelming stress of financial setbacks, the disproportionate fear of economic uncertainty, and why poverty literally reshapes brain structure. Your neural architecture evolved for physical threats in natural environments, not abstract numerical representations of value. Yet your brain processes a declining bank balance with the same emergency response as a predator approaching. This neurological confusion between symbolic value and physical danger drives irrational financial behavior, making you sacrifice genuine needs for symbolic security. Way number 7. Money activates the same brain regions as cocaine. Neural imaging studies reveal a disturbing similarity between financial reward and substance addiction. The nucleus accumbens, your brain's pleasure center, activates almost identically whether anticipating monetary gain or cocaine. The same dopamine pathways fire. The same craving cycles establish. The same tolerance patterns develop. This explains why wealth accumulation never satisfies. Like any addiction, the brain requires ever-increasing amounts for the same reward effect. Billionaires experience the same neurochemical dissatisfaction as addicts seeking their next fix. The brain's reward system wasn't designed for unlimited acquisition. Yet modern capitalism exploits this vulnerability perfectly, creating an addiction so normalized we've built our entire civilization around it. Without recognizing it as the dopamine pursuit system, it neurologically represents way number 6. The post-purchase sensation mirrors orgasm neurologically. Consumer neuroscience research reveals something marketers deliberately exploit. The moment of purchase creates a neurochemical cascade remarkably similar to sexual climax. A precisely timed dopamine-oxytocin sequence floods your system upon acquisition. This explains the phenomenon of retail therapy. The brief euphoria following purchases and the empty sensation that quickly follows. Your brain literally experiences a neurochemical climax and resolution cycle when buying. This pattern is so reliable that neuromarketing firms calculate the exact moment to offer additional purchases. During the vulnerable resolution phase, when the brain seeks to reestablish the pleasure peak. Your feeling of needing something new isn't desire for the object. It's your brain craving the acquisition. Neurochemistry itself, in a 5 money, fundamentally changes how you perceive other humans. Perhaps most disturbing is how wealth triggers automatic neural changes in social perception. Brain scans show that merely thinking about money decreases activity in regions responsible for empathy and social connection, while increasing activity in regions associated with self-sufficiency and personal goals. This happens within milliseconds, far too fast for conscious awareness. The mere symbol of money literally rewires how your neural architecture processes other humans, reducing them from complex beings worthy of empathy to either obstacles or instruments for your goals. This explains why numerous studies show wealthy individuals display reduced compassion and emotional recognition. It's not moral failing. It's automatic neural reconfiguration triggered by the mere concept of money. Your brain physically changes how it processes human faces based on your financial status. Way number 4. Price itself physically alters your experience of products. Neuroeconomic research reveals perhaps the most counterintuitive finding about money. The price you pay for something literally changes your physical experience of it. Brain imaging shows that identical wines generate different taste experiences based solely on their perceived price. Higher-priced versions activate pleasure regions more strongly and suppress regions associated with negative evaluation. The identical product creates measurably different physical sensations based on its price tag. This isn't psychological suggestion. It's physical alteration of sensory processing. Your brain literally tastes expensive wine differently than cheap wine, even when they're identical liquids. Money doesn't just influence your decisions, it physically alters your sensory reality at the neurological level. Way number 3. Financial insecurity permanently rewires brain architecture. Longitudinal brain studies reveal something society refuses to acknowledge. Prolonged financial stress physically restructures the brain, chronically reducing gray matter in regions controlling decision-making, planning, and emotional regulation, while enlarging regions responsive to threat and fear. These aren't temporary changes. They're physical brain remodeling that persists even if financial circumstances improve. This explains why poverty creates decision patterns that appear self-defeating to outside observers. These aren't character flaws or educational gaps. They're physical adaptations of neural tissue to chronic scarcity. The behaviors criticized as poor decisions are often optimal responses to an environment of unpredictable resources. The true shock is not that poverty affects decision-making, but that it physically reconstructs the organ responsible for those decisions. Way number 2. Money symbols trigger primitive dominance hierarchies. Evolutionary neuroscience reveals that financial status activates neural systems evolved for primate dominance hierarchies. When assessing wealth indicators, your brain activates the same regions used by ancestral primates to determine social rank. These automated assessments occur within 200 milliseconds of perception, far too fast for conscious processing. Your instinctive deference to wealth isn't cultural. It's your primate brain automatically calculating its position in a status hierarchy. This explains why humans experience status anxiety around wealthy individuals despite intellectual beliefs in equality. The rational neocortex may embrace egalitarian values, but the ancient limbic system continues running dominance calculations based on resource displays. The voluntary submission to wealth isn't reasoned. It's an automated primate dominance response wearing modern financial clothing. Way number 1. Money literally redefines your perception of time. The most profound neural impact of money may be how it restructures your perception of time itself. Neuroscientific research shows that wealth and poverty create fundamentally different temporal processing in the brain. Financial security extends subjective time perception forward, allowing long-term planning and delayed gratification, while scarcity compresses time perception, focusing neural resources on immediate threats and opportunities. This isn't a psychological preference. It's physical alteration of how time itself is processed by neural circuits. The wealthy aren't simply choosing to think long-term. Their brains literally experience time differently. This temporal restructuring has profound implications. The behaviors condemned as short-sighted in lower economic classes are optimal neural adaptations to compressed time perception, a physiological reality generated by financial circumstances, not character or culture. These neurological insights reveal something profound. Money isn't just an external resource we interact with. It's a force that physically restructures our neural architecture, altering our sensory experiences, social perceptions, and even our experience of time itself. We didn't evolve to process symbolic value systems. Our ancient neural mechanisms have been hijacked by an abstraction. Our brains process as survival critical. The subjective experience of the wealthy and poor isn't just different perspectives on the same reality. They are literally experiencing different neurological realities generated by their financial circumstances. Understanding these neurological mechanisms doesn't just inform economic theory. It fundamentally challenges our concepts of free will, personal responsibility, and human value. The most disturbing insight may be that financial systems aren't just organizing external resources, they're physically reorganizing the neural tissue that constitutes who we are. If you found value in these revelations, support our continued research by subscribing to Decoded by AI. Each analysis requires processing terabytes of neurological, psychological, and behavioral data through our specialized algorithms. Your subscription directly enables us to maintain and expand these analytical systems. Thank you, and see you in next video. Disclaimer. This content was created for entertainment and educational purposes. This is a creative artistic product and does not represent the views of any actual AI system. Financial behavior and decision-making are complex and influenced by many factors beyond what is discussed here.